Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the adventure.
Wait. Huh? No.
A walk would be nice.
Bow! Before me, worm!
Things are about to get dicey.
Bugler, you're up! Just get him, Bugler!
The process of elimination. Here you are.
Insignificant past!
Quietly now.
My endless cycle begins!
Order guide you. Gather! Stabilize!
I am the all-knowing God!
Stay put!
Burn to oblivion!
Take it easy. Gotcha.
Stabilize!
Kneel!
Solidify!
Bugler, you're up!
Reality is pain!
Stabilize!
Game's up. It's over.
Burn to oblivion!
Gather!
Good riddance, cruel world!
Take it easy.
Here you are.
Stay put! Bugler, you're...
Solidify!
Your new god awakens! Now, your eyes have been opened. Kneel!
Busted.
Reality
Gather!
is pain!
Quietly now.
Here you are.
I was destined for more.
If the rain washes away the traces, it's gonna set.
What is the situation? Illusion shattered!
Uglay, you're up!
This one, a fleeting shadow.
Quicker.
Weak. Pathetic. Absurd! Illusions are but distractions.
Things are about to get dicey.
Deflect.
Your verdict is decided. Gotcha. There is no escape. Weak. Pathetic. Weak. Pathetic. This burden is eternal. Inferior.
Here comes the catch.
Inferior.
Don't be scared!
Gotcha.
Witness the final calamity. Down.
Quietly now.
Inferior.
Stay put!
Plans changed.
Purge all obstacles.
Gotcha.
Inferior.
Things are about to get dicey.
Illusion shattered. Eternity is in my hand.
Deflect.
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice? Shine down!
Quietly now.
Here you are.
Stay put. Bang, go away. You Glaze, you
Take it easy. Game's up. Time's over.
There is no escape!
stay put.
The process of elimination.
Embrace your searing reckoning! Oh, I never asked for redemption. Never.
Gotcha.
Don't be scared.
With that.
Never will. Wait.
Quietly now.
down.
Not welcome here.
Busted. Here comes the catch.
Defract.
Now you will meet.
Illusion shattered.
Not welcome here.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
We'll meet again.
Stay put.
Quietly, man.
Shine down.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
Don't be scared.
Gotcha. There is no escape.
You play. You're
Here comes the catch. Shine down.
don't be scared.
Scatter!
There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Game's up. Fight's over.
Flicker.
Stay put!
Take it easy. Ad Astra Abyssos. Thank you for completing today's commission. There's still a long road ahead.
Hi, Collie. Hope we're not intruding or anything. Is everything okay? Sucrose! I was preparing some stuff. Is it time already? Oh no, I'm sorry. Don't worry. The Traveler and I only just met up. We were just worried that you might get lost along the way, so we thought that we'd come get you. Thank you. I'm ready to join you now. How's that thing going? So let's pick up where we left off. Next up is the third line. One who would never lie. Anyone spring to mind? You really think so? Seems like it would be pretty difficult for someone in his position to avoid having to lie. Then what about Kaya? He's the cavalry captain and a rather popular figure, but... You think there's something fishy about him too, huh? Yeah, he's definitely a sneaky one. Bet he lies all the time. I can't help but agree with you there. There's the tone-deaf bard. But on second thought, he wouldn't qualify either. He talks way too much nonsense. Is there anyone else we're missing? Acting Grandmaster Jean? She has a good name in that regard. But from what I know, she sometimes covers up the truth out of concern for those around her. For example, when Lisa loses track of time in the library and misses her patrol shift, Jean will come up with some excuse, like Lisa's ill today. Also, she sometimes makes up stories to get Klee to behave. Like the one about the big monster that comes to catch naughty kids who don't go to bed on time. Do you think that rules her out? White lies are still lies, but do we really have to reject her because of some harmless fibs? It's not like she had evil intentions. No, we're the ones being strict.
Rosaria doesn't strike me as the type of person to lie. Oh, Kale, you probably haven't met her yet, have you? She's a sister from the church who looks, a little scary and not very sociable. She stopped by the alchemy bench once, a long time ago, and asked me about Albedo. I thought maybe she was trying to find him, for work or something. But when I asked, she just said that she was curious about him because he was so intelligent, and wanted to talk to his assistant to find out what he was like. A lot of people might have given a more tactful justification, but I could see in her face that she wasn't trying to hide anything. She was just very direct and straightforward. That's why I don't think of her as the lying type.
Rosaria doesn't look like the sort of person you'd want to get into a fight with. Maybe she just fights her way out of situations that some people might lie to get out of.
I can definitely see that. I've also heard the other sisters say that Rosaria doesn't even make excuses when she skips choir. She just doesn't show up.
She's a tough cookie, huh? Let's put her name down.
In that case, I think Sino fits in this list too.
True. Lying's probably more trouble than it's worth for someone like him. Kinda like with Rosaria. Oh, and Paimon also nominates Razor. Bet he couldn't lie to save his life.
I've also got someone else in mind. Noelle, the trainee knight. She's a very honest person. I don't think she'd tell a lie.
Alrighty, write her name down too.
Wait, there's one more person. You know, our long-standing staffer at the alchemy bench.
Huh? You mean Timaeus?
Yes, him. Truth be told, he's been love-struck recently. He swore that he wouldn't say a dishonest word or slack off until he succeeds in getting the woman he loves.
Timaeus has a crush?
Yes, that's right.
Well, who is it? Do you know her?
I've never met her. All I know is that she's from Liyue. Timaeus says that she's fun, has a great personality, and is very, very good looking. Since we're on the topic, helping Timaeus win the lady of his dreams was also one of my goals for this Windblume festival.
But how can we help with that?
I don't know. Make sure he uses nice paper and a fancy envelope when he sends letters to her. Help him pick a nice gift and wrap it properly. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I had the same situation once in the Avidia Forest. I helped another forest ranger out by delivering a love letter to the coworker she likes.
Yep, that sort of thing exactly. Oh, also, I helped him with some of the groundwork for one of his research projects. He must have appreciated it, because he gave me a refrigeration device that he's been developing as a thank you gift.
Is it any good?
I mean, it looks nice.
Sounds like a no.
Alright, guess we'll put Loverboy down on the list then.
Okay, so last of all, we have a legend that never ends. Anyone come to mind for this particular line?
Lisa, perhaps? A librarian understands books best, and aren't most legends written down somewhere?
When I think about legends, fairy tales and picture books come to mind.
Maybe Kale. She read a lot of fairy tales when Tainari was teaching her to read.
Oh,
Do I count?
of course you do. I'll put you on the list. I prefer to read things like an illustrated analysis of alchemical substances and their uses, the fascinating principles of crafting, and hypotheses of life.
Point taken. Paimon didn't quite understand any of those.
Klee might be a good choice. Her mother, Alice, is a renowned traveling author, so I'll bet she's been exposed to all sorts of myths and legends.
Alright then, Klee makes the short list.
Well, that should just about do it. Next up, we should go and ask the people on the list about the prophecy.
Do we have to ask Absolutely everyone on the list? It seems like a lot of people.
It is. So, I was thinking that perhaps we should split up. That might make our search more effective.
Okie dokie.
Also, I've thought of a method of gathering feedback.
No problem. We can do that.
You and the Traveler are practically joined at the hip, so you two can go together. I'll pair up with Kale.
Capable Kali and sensible Sucrose. Sounds like a winning combination.
Okay, I promise I'll help. Capable Kale. Yeah, I got this.
Rest assured that the unbeatable Traveler and Paimon will do our part too. Off we go!
I plan on starting from the person with the most defined stronghold. So let's go to the library. Lisa should be there.
Stronghold. That's an, interesting word to use.
Maybe den? No, that's even worse.
How about layer?
Here we are, Lisa's lair.
Oh no, that was a bad word choice. Now Sucrose is using it. It's all my fault.
Lisa, might I ask if... Huh?
Sucrose. Kale. What are you doing here?
I can only sucrose that they were Kale-ing on someone. At least that's as far as I know.
Oh, please, just stop it with these puns. I beg you. Are you trying to win worldwide fame for unfunny jokes?
Is Lisa not here at the moment?
Surprising, isn't it? She went out. I'm afraid it's just us here looking for information.
Except me. I'm not here for information. Like you, I came here for an abortive search for the librarian, who is also my academia senior.
Oh, so you studied in the same darshan as Lisa?
That's right. Her mentor in Sumeru was also my benefactor. We were both Spontamod students.
Wow, that's cool. But wait, we're getting sidetracked. We came here to look for some information. Kale and I are investigating a prophecy, and we were hoping you all might be able to help.
Oh? What sort of prophecy?
I see. You want to ask them about the flower that is not of this world, and me about the one who would never lie.
But there's no rush. You don't need to answer right away. We're just here to tell you about the situation. You can take your time to think it over and submit any thoughts you have in written form to the Sucrose mailbox.
The Sucrose mailbox?
Yep. I was thinking about it on the way. And although they seem like trick questions, there's a lot to mull over once you get down to the details. A quick answer off the top of your head might not go into enough depth. So, I decided to place a mailbox next to the alchemy crafting table. Everyone can submit their written answers there when they're ready. We don't have to call it the Sucrose mailbox, though. It could just as well be called the Sucrose and Kale mailbox. Or even the Sucrose, Kale, Traveler, and Paimon mailbox.
I think in this case, we can just go with your quick answer off the top of your head.
Sounds like a good solution. Certainly more reliable than verbal discussion alone.
Agreed. Certainly when it comes to discerning whether someone is a liar or not, you cannot simply take them at their word.
Understood. Once we've had a look into it, we'll place our replies into your mailbox.
Thank you all so much. Okay, let's tick them off the list and carry on working our way down.
Already done.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see those two introverts getting along so well.
Do you get the feeling that Kale's return to Mondstadt has emboldened her more contrarian side?
Yes, I'd noticed that too.
Traveling and meeting old friends are both good for the body and soul. And isn't rediscovering one's youth while revisiting old haunts a worthwhile pursuit?
When I first met Kale, she'd never known happiness or youth. But things are different now. Her Elazar being cured was a huge milestone in her life.
Kale is a very sensitive and introverted child. I'm sure you must have noticed that too, Albedo. From the time she's been in my care, I've observed that she's actually a very lively character by nature. But she had a very rough start in life, and it changed her.
So, might I assume that your respective claims of looking for plants and artists in Mondstadt were just pretexts?
I wouldn't say that. Both Kale and Genius Invocation TCG are very important to me.
Would it really kill you to just say yes in this situation?
Fine. Yes. We came out of concern for Kale. She's been back to Mondstadt of her own accord several times, but it has led to no significant improvement in her mood.
Well, it won't hurt to give her some more time. I believe that Sucrose might be able to help her.
Sounds like an extension of your own self-confidence as your teacher.
You could say that. In a similar vein, I've heard that Sumeru scholars often build their social relationships based on their academic ones. Is that true?
I suppose it might look like that from your perspective. Sumeru society is something of a special case. The reason it is known as the City of Learning is because all of its resources are in some way linked to academia. As such, academic resources equate to social capital. It is not unheard of, for example, for people to build a family in order to pursue further studies. But the relationship between the three of us is not an academic one turned social. We've never even worked on a paper together for starters.
Oh, so the academic paper is the nexus of the academic family. Interesting.
I would think of us more as siblings. An equal and pure relationship, unaffected by academic considerations.
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, that statement is not inaccurate.
I can understand that position. I have a younger sister myself, and it's only natural for me to be protective of her. What you described fits the idea of a city of learning, as I imagine it. The family is where all social relationships intersect. As such, a family founded on common goals may actually be more stable. By the way, who's the eldest between you?
Let's not go down this rabbit hole, please.
In terms of age, I'm the eldest, of course. He just doesn't want to admit it.
But your mental age is younger than that. I dare say even by enough to be the youngest sibling. Perhaps I could bring Kale into this happy family to be your elder sister.
No. You will never see me admit to being the youngest sibling. Except perhaps as a last-ditch effort to turn the tables in a game of cards.
Guess we'll leave Kale and Sucrose to it. Fingers crossed all goes well for them. Now then, where should we go first? Let's try our luck at the bulletin board, shall we? A lot of people tend to show up there at some point in the day. Maybe we'll get lucky. people here. Huh? Even Lisa's here.
Hey there, Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while. How have you been?
We've been doing pretty well.
You look surprised, cuties. Is it because of me?
Teacher is not at the usual place.
Oh, please. It's not as if I'm glued to my chair. I like to get out for a little fresh air every once in a while. Mika's here today, so I thought it'd be a good time to introduce him to Bennett and Razor. They're all out and about quite often, so it's helpful for them to get to know one another.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mika. I look forward to working with you.
No need to be so formal. We've known them for ages. They're cool.
Windblume. Fun?
Actually, we haven't gotten to the fun part yet. We've been busy investigating a prophecy.
A prophecy? What kind?
A good one or a bad one?
Gosh, that all sounds quite fascinating.
I can't believe I made it onto your list of names. You really think I'll be able to help?
Believe in yourself. Right. Believe in yourself. You're a first-rate adventurer, Bennett.
Okay, then in that case, I'll step up and present my thoughts on the matter. Except I forgot I'm not really good at organizing my thoughts. Oops.
Oh, there's no need to tell us all of your thoughts right here and now. Sucrose said she'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench, so you can just write down your thoughts when they come to you, and drop them there.
A meticulous and efficient plan. Yep, that sounds like Sucrose.
I will think also. Give me some time.
You still have other people on your list that you need to go see, right? We should leave you to it. Don't worry about us. We'll drop off our letters at the mailbox as soon as we're done.
Okay, bye for now. Let's head over to Star Snatch Cliff next. Maybe we'll be able to find some people there. And even if we don't find any familiar faces, you can see really far from up at the top. Maybe we can find people that way.
Oh, you're working so hard. Do be sure to get some rest when you can. If you get tired, you know you're always welcome to visit me for a break and a cup of tea.
Where to next? Let me check my notes. Huh, this way.
Got it. Kale, please follow me. Oh, it's our lucky day. There are several people over there.
Amber? Wow, and Eula's with her too.
Oh, it's Sucrose! And Klee also spies. The girl with the long scarf.
Kale, we were just talking about you. Ah, right. I don't think you've been introduced to Noelle before. Kale, this is Noelle, maid of the Knights of Favonius.
Nice to meet you, Kale. I missed you the last few times you were in Mondstadt, so I'm glad to finally meet you in person.
Oh, nice to meet you too, Noelle. My name is Kale. But you already knew that.
Relax, you two. There's no need to be so courteous. We're not on some kind of diplomatic mission here.
Klee, what are you doing here? Are you planning to blast some fish?
Nope. Klee's on patrol with the other knights.
Huh. Now that you mention it, It looks like everyone here's a Knight of Favonius except for Kale and me.
I'd heard that there was a very young knight in the ranks, but it's still a surprise to see with my own eyes.
Kale, what do you do?
I'm a trainee forest ranger in the Avidia Forest.
Trainee?
It means I'm not officially a fully qualified forest watcher yet. I'm still learning.
Oh, you're just like me. I'm still working towards becoming a fully qualified knight. Technically, though the distinction is hardly relevant right now. This isn't a very formal patrol. We're just chatting.
Don't panic, Kale. Just pick a topic and join the conversation. Don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. It's just Amber and her friends. There's no need to be nervous.
Let me guess. Were you chatting about the new guests in town?
Yep. A few folks from Sumeru have come to visit, so we're brainstorming a few nice surprises for them.
Amber!
Sorry, at least I didn't say anything about what the surprises are.
Oh no. How am I supposed to join this conversation now? What do I say to that?
Speaking of nice surprises, we've actually had a fairly big one recently.
What kind of surprise? Tell me! I'm saved. Secros is giving me a lead-in. Now, I just need to follow on from what she's already started talking about.
What an interesting prophecy. I have no idea what the answers could be, though. So essentially, you're gathering information to help you solve the riddles, correct? I'll do my best to help.
Thank you so much, Eula.
Anytime.
There's no need to answer right away. We'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench for people to drop us a note once they've thought of something.
I'll drop something in there for sure.
Nice idea. I think we can all commit to writing a note. We'll see what we can come up with.
Yep, don't worry. You can count on us. But we do have to finish our patrol first.
What route are you taking today?
We started in the Stormbearer Mountains, and we'll end at the city gates. You'd be very welcome to join us, but it sounds like you're pretty busy with all this.
No. There's always next time. We'll join up with you after we're done working through this prophecy.
Oh, yeah, so, we'll be on our way for now.
See you later. Have a safe trip back.
Are you okay, Kale?
Was it that obvious?
No, not at all. It just looked like you had something on your mind.
So that means it was obvious.
Whatever's bothering you, you can talk to me about it if you want. I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Sucrose. Well, the truth is, I don't really know how to act around Amber and the others.
Really? I thought you two were good friends.
We are. Amber's a really important friend to me. I don't know. I guess if I'm being completely honest, the problem's probably with me. The first time I came to Mondstadt, I was really immature. I didn't want to let people in, and I was generally pretty awful to everyone. Amber was the one person who didn't give up on me, and if it wasn't for her persistence, I wouldn't have found a friend at all. Without Amber, I might not even be here today. And because of that, I really look up to her. I think of her as my role model, and hoped that maybe one day, I could learn to be like her. But after trying and failing for several years, I think I finally realized. I'm no Amber, and I never will be. Looking back, it seems silly that I ever thought like that. We're nothing alike at all. My personality's so... weird. I always get so anxious and I overthink everything.
Aw, Kale, don't say that.
Sucrose? Would it be okay if I told you a bit about my past?
Oh, I already knew bits and pieces about her. But still, why did she have to go through all that?
I'm sorry. We've only just met and I'm already dumping all of this on you. This is why I get so frustrated at myself. I'm always doing this. I get into a spiral of self-doubt, and then I end up having to find somewhere to vent it all out.
No, it's fine. I'm really glad that you're willing to tell me all this. People don't open up about their deepest feelings unless they really trust the other person. Don't you think? At least, I think it's kind of an honor. And, I mean... You've probably noticed by now, but I don't have the best social skills either. I always just end up talking about the things I'm interested in, and going on and on. But even so, you still listen to me when I talk my head off about alchemy. It's a relief to listen to you talking about yourself for once. If you hadn't told me all of those things, I never would have guessed that you struggle so much. Honestly, I feel like we're very similar people.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. I certainly do. All the feelings that you talked about just now, I totally get it. It takes so much more effort for us introverts to fit into a crowd. When you were saying about how you try to think about what to say in advance, and you're constantly terrified of saying the wrong thing and making things awkward, I relate to that so much. Oh, and also that part about studying under a genius. In fact, before meeting you, I'd never met anyone who seemed so similar to myself.
Oh.
I'm not very good at giving words of comfort or anything, and I'm not gonna tell you to just get over it or stop worrying about it. How about we just sit here for a little while? We don't have to force a conversation if we can't think of anything. We can just sit here together.
Sucrose has stopped talking, but for some reason, this doesn't feel awkward at all. Maybe she's right, and we're more similar than I realized. In Sumeru, I always like to find a quiet place to just sit and watch the scenery, but it's always by myself. I never thought there'd be a day when I could do this with someone else by my side. Mondstadt's breeze is so gentle and soft.
Hey, Kale. See that cloud over there? Doesn't it look like one of my test tubes?
I don't think so. Sorry.
Then, maybe we're not quite on the same wavelength on everything. At least, not when it comes to looking at clouds in the sky.
Thank you, Sucrose. I feel much better after talking to you.
Yeah, it helps a lot, doesn't it? I also vent to my flasks, sometimes. The next time I get the chance, I have to show you my Tetratanic Sweet Flower, and my Tetratanic Windblume.
Your Tetra... what?
2 of my favorite things I've made. They're really cool. I think you might like them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll definitely have to show them to me sometime.
I brought some crackers with me. You want one? There's cheese flavor or tomato flavor.
Sure. I'll try the cheese one.
Aw, look! They're enjoying the scenery together.
Shall we go play with them? No, it's fine. Let them sit for a while.
We're not what Colleen needs right now. She needs a new friend. Someone different, who's never met her before.
I don't get it. Is there a difference?
There is. You'll understand once you're a little older, Klee. People can draw different kinds of strength from different kinds of friends. And right now, Kali needs someone that's just not the same old me.
Star Snatch Cliff! We made it! Paimon hopes we find someone we need here.
Help! Oh, I beg you, please don't let go!
Who's that yelling? Let's hurry and take a look. Timaeus? And we also have Rosaria and Mona? What kind of mishmash ensemble is this?
Good question. What kind of a motley crew is this?
It's been a while, Traveler.
You two are looking pretty good. I trust you've been well.
Yep, we're definitely faring a lot better than this poor guy on the ground.
Hey, please don't rub salt in my wound. I really have been trying my best.
Oh, you're one to talk. If this sister hadn't grabbed you in time, then you'd have been seriously hurt, if not dead.
I know. I really am grateful, miss. I can't thank you enough.
Don't mention it. Just lending a hand.
Quite literally. And had she not lent him a hand and pulled him up, he would have gone tumbling down the cliffside.
What happened? Did Timaeus almost fall off the cliff?
Well, so what actually happened was I came to Star Snatch Cliff today to pick some flowers and ran into Mona on the way. She took a look at her scry glass and advised me to turn back because it would be dangerous.
But you still came up here anyway?
Well, yes, I did, because there's something I just had to do.
Oh, I hardly think giving flowers to your crush is worth throwing one's life away for.
It's rare to run into someone with a death wish in this area.
I don't have a death wish. I just didn't think it would really come true. I mean, when Mona said it would be dangerous, I thought I'd be fine as long as I watched my step cautiously. I'm sorry, okay? I was wrong. I'm telling you, I'm just here chasing the love of my life. Love-struck Mondstadters is what the Windblume Festival's all about.
Okay, that explains you. But why is Rosaria here?
I was looking for a quiet place to escape the crowds. I wasn't planning on having to save a life along the way.
So that's why the scryglass just showed danger instead of fatal danger.
Very funny. Anyway, Traveler and Paimon, what brings the two of you to Star Snatch Cliff?
Just trying our luck. We've got a lot of people we need to see today, so we've been all over the place. Actually, you're some of the people we were looking for.
Huh?
I see. So all we'll need to do is find some clues, make a note, and drop it off at the mailbox?
I can't believe there's a prophecy like this, let alone that I have a part to play in it. Oh, I guess this means everyone will find out about my crush now. I came here because I wanted to give some Cecilias to the girl I love. They'll really suit her.
No one asked. Please, do not subject us to your gushing about your girlfriend.
Oh, you saw right through me.
You said you need clues, right?
In that case, Mona Magistus the astrologist will provide you with a personally handwritten letter. Just wait for it to show up in your mailbox.
You can be on your way now. We won't keep you any longer.
Alright, then let's head back for now and meet up with everyone else.
Will do. This is all so embarrassing. Thank you both.
We're back! Oh, but it looks like you two beat us.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Yep, we managed to find and talk to everybody.
We got back a little early, so we took some time just now to put the mailbox together. We got really lucky today. The vendors were feeling super generous, so we didn't even need to pay for the materials. It's just a shame that Kale got a splinter.
Don't worry about me. I'm used to working in the rainforest. I get splinters all the time. I've already taken care of it.
We've already wrapped up everything on our to-do list for today. So, all we need to do now is wait for everyone's letters to arrive. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you get some rest while I keep an eye on the mailbox?
You're definitely your master's student, Sucrose. As long as you or Albedo are around, Paimon can relax and know that everything's taken care of.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
Wait. Actually, there's one thing that still needs taking care of. Paimon's starving. Hey, Traveler, you want to get dinner? Your treat.
I'll go with Sucrose to return the leftover materials to the vendors. You two, go get a proper meal. We can't have anyone going hungry.
Yeah, now would be a good time for a break. Once everything is ready, let's meet up here again and collate all the information we've gathered.
Sounds like a plan. This one, and this one, ooh, and this one. Hey, Paimon's really hungry! And don't forget, Paimon's also ordering for you, too. It's not like Paimon's gonna eat everything by herself. Ooh, Paimon is super full.
Is everything packed up and ready? What do you think about meeting up at 5 to go to my house?
Yes, everything's ready. I've packed some great wine and smoked ham. Oh, your parents will love it.
Ham? Look, we've known each other for quite some time now. Don't you think it's been long enough for you to remember that we only eat bacon in my house?
I must remember to get some milk today on my way home. Please, feel free to pay a visit to Cat's Tail anytime.
Enjoying the scenery?
Oh, Tone Deaf Bard! Are you here for some food as well?
Oh, I can put something on your tab? Well, that's a pity. I already had a few drinks before coming here. I shall take you up on your kind offer another day. There should be no shortage of opportunities in the future. Anywho, you should be getting ready to thank me. I come bearing good news.
What kind of good news?
Behold!
What is it?
It's what you need the most right now. The answer to the prophetic puzzle. Simply head to the location marked on the map and you'll find the lantern you've been looking for. However, if I were you, I wouldn't just go and reveal the secret right away. As you've seen, a lot of people have been laboring hard to uncover the answer. A secret is like a well-aged brew. The aroma from the bottle is sweetest when revealed in the company of friends. Then it's settled. I'll leave you to your business for now. Feel free to find me for a chat again once you're done working through the prophecy. Also, if you have some time, we could organize another fast-track love poem class.
Oh, you're starting that up again?
I sure am. Nobody else has signed up this year, though, so the duty to learn falls on you. Anyway, see you later.
Venti always looks so relaxed whenever we run into him. Paimon can't help but be jealous.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, could I chat with you for a moment?
Oh? Who are you?
You may call me Scarlet. Just like you, I'm a traveler visiting Mondstadt from another land. Mind if I buy you a drink? Leaving the door open for another time, I see. I can tell that you've dealt with a lot of people during your travels.
You can tell? Well, we are very experienced adventurers after all.
I can. That's why I tried to strike up a conversation with you in the first place. I was on my way to go shopping earlier when I overheard your conversation next to the crafting bench. From what I could gather, you are trying to investigate a bizarre prophecy?
Yep, bizarre is definitely the word.
Don't you think it sounds just like the kind of story that would happen in Mondstadt? Anyway, that's why I wanted to ask you a favor. If and when you manage to unravel the answer to the prophecy, could you let me know what it is? Not so much the prophecy itself, but Mondstadt as a nation. That's what I'm interested in. I was born in a distant land, but I have family and friends who once lived in Mondstadt for a long time. They said that it's a great place full of fairy tales and romance and recommended that I come for a visit. As it happens, someone I know has an anniversary coming up soon. So I figured this would be a good time to come here and see all the sights that she once saw.
What do you think about Mondstadt so far?
It certainly lives up to its name as the city of romance and freedom.
We think so too.
So, about the prophecy. Thank you. You're very friendly. It's been a real pleasure to meet you. I'll leave it to you then. Hope you continue to enjoy the city and have a wonderful day.
She definitely isn't dressed like a local, huh? Where do you think her hometown could be?
Please find me a flower that is not of this world, and a guide who will never get lost. Find me one who would never lie, as well as a legend that never ends. Huh? I never thought I'd have someone secretly following me, even in a free city like Mondstadt. Good day to you, miss.
Why, if it isn't my underclassman, Sino. What a pleasant surprise it is to see you in Mondstadt during the Windblume Festival.
Greetings, Lisa. Though I'm sure you've been aware of my presence in Mondstadt for some time already.
Oh dear, looks like you've seen right through me. But I was in no hurry. I knew we'd see each other sooner or later.
Yes. It's just as Professor Cyrus said. Shared aspirations always have a way of bringing people into each other's orbit.
He always has such a poetic way of wording things. I suppose that's the one respect in which I've taken after him. While in your case... Yes, it's his wit and eccentricities that have left their mark on you.
I'm not sure that describes me very aptly these days, given that I'm now the General Mahamatra. Still, if we're going to talk about ways with words, I think my deadpan humor is far superior than our professor's.
Is that so? Strange. I heard that you're just Sino the Adventurer when you're in Mondstadt.
You make a good point.
What do you think of Mondstadt during this time of year? It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yes, it's very nice. I think I'm starting to understand your reasons for leaving the academia.
I've always prided myself on making wise decisions, and that was certainly one of them.
If our professor had been as sensible as you, he would have had a much easier time in his working life. Being stubborn doesn't help anybody.
Well, if even you feel comfortable criticizing him now that he's retired, it really goes to show how much he's changed. Stubbornness is an all-too-common vice among scholars. I hope that never rubs off on you. I'm always happy to see you visit Mondstadt and experience the feeling of freedom for yourself. I heard the latest news about Kale, too. No doubt the traumas of her childhood will persist for a while to come. But I have to say, she appears to be doing quite better this time than on previous visits. I suppose you're something of a mentor to her, aren't you? Now that I think about it, the two of you aren't so dissimilar. The power of Hermanubis once brought you great suffering.
That's all in the past now. Besides, Professor thankfully didn't treat me like a test subject for the priest's power like the higher-ups had hoped, even though I was a desert dweller. Instead, he gave me the tools I needed to lead the life I have today. He adopted me, educated me, taught me how to fit into society. I am very grateful to him.
You are very gifted, and sometimes that can become its own curse. But he has reason to be grateful to you too. Without you as his son/student, he may have never changed his stubborn ways. As a fellow student of his, I couldn't be happier for the two of you. Well, look at how quickly this developed from small talk to a deep and serious conversation. That's one thing I do miss about my academia days.
By virtue of being another of his students, you are as much a part of Professor's family as I. It's perfectly natural for a daughter to inherit her father's conversation style.
If you say so. I suppose that means I get to call you baby brother from now on.
I'd rather you didn't.
Yes, there's the baby brother I remember.
Meros and Kale at the crafting bench. Hey, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, great timing. We got a lot of letters in the mailbox, and I just finished sorting them into 4 groups.
Nice work!
Well, the real work hasn't even started yet. Which batch of letters should we read through first? Let me quickly summarize what we found out about a flower that is not of this world. Tainari believes that on closer examination it might be logically paradoxal, while Albedo says that his answer would be better discussed at length in person. As for my answer, I think a clock in the shape of a flower would constitute one that is not of this world.
Here's what we've gathered regarding a guide who will never get lost. Mona said that she'd like to join us in uncovering the secret behind the prophecy, while Bennett suggests Fischl, Mona, or the Traveler as potential candidates. Mika didn't submit much, but he did draw a vegetation map for Master Tainari and wrote up a dragon spotting calendar for Sino. Amber also wrote in. She said that she sees herself as nobody's guide, but everybody's friend.
As for one who would never lie, Rosaria removed herself from consideration, but both Razor and Sino are willing to support us in our search. Timaeus seems to have forgotten to write to us.
And finally, this is what we've gathered on a legend that never ends. Klee said that her mom has a number of friends who like to write storybooks. Lisa believes that legends live forever in people's hearts. I think that for a legend to be never-ending, it has to be filled with hopes and dreams, and actively passed from one person to the next.
So, what are the answers to the 4 riddles then?
You're really smart, Paimon. I bet you can figure it all out in no time.
Or, let's all share our thoughts on what we think the answers might be.
Wait! Wait for me!
Oh, Timaeus! What brings you here?
I'm sorry, I really am. The time just got away from me and I didn't get around to writing that letter. However, I'm happy to announce that I think I can be the one who would never lie.
Huh? This is kinda sudden. Not that we don't trust you, Timaeus, but, could you elaborate a little after you catch your breath?
Of course, of course. Do you still remember the time I, collaborated with a certain Miss Ying-ar? Well, basically, she helped me out a lot with my research into potion making once, and, well, we've stayed in touch through letters ever since.
Wait, so Ying-ar is the girl from Liyue that Sucrose mentioned earlier? We always assumed you were hard at work every time we saw you at the crafting bench. So you've just been writing letters to Ying-ar the whole time?
No, I mean, not all the time. I've done some work too. And anyway, our correspondence covers a lot of serious topics. Anyway, a few months ago, I made a vow to the heavens that I will be true to myself and never utter an insincere word until the day that I've managed to win Miss Ying-ar's heart.
So, at Starsnatch Cliff, you were picking Cecilia's as a gift for Ying-ar?
Well, that's right. The Cecilia flower is said to represent a once wayward heart transformed by the power of love. I couldn't think of a better flower to give than that. I know full well that Miss Ying-ar is far more knowledgeable than I in both the ways of the world and the ways of our craft, but I thought I should make the effort for once and put myself out there. Which brings me to the subject of the last few days and the Windblume Festival. I thought it was time for me to invite Miss Ying-ar to Mondstadt. But yesterday, Albedo told me that Sucrose has been working hard to help another girl achieve her dream.
Huh?
And when I went to take a look at our roster, I saw that she'd done my remaining work for me. I feel incredibly guilty. I've been spending all of my time in my own fantasy world while everyone else has been bending over backwards to help other people. How could I ever hope to be worthy of Miss Ying-ar's love if I'm so selfish?
Oh, Timaeus.
And that's why I've decided to join you.
But then what about Ying-ar?
Yeah. Haven't you been planning this for over a month now? You said you were gonna invite her to Mondstadt.
Well, yes. I did mention in my letters that I'd like her to visit, which is why I just sent her another gift with my hand-picked Windblooms, along with a handwritten letter. I explained that a matter of great importance has presented itself to which I must devote my full attention for the time being. As soon as it's resolved, I'll make haste to Liyue to pick her up in person. I made sure to package the gift and letter with the greatest care. All I can do now is hope that she'll understand. Point being, please know that I sincerely want to support you in this endeavor. Plus, I think I'm an honest person. As far as I recall, I don't think I've told a single lie in my life.
Well, you certainly convinced Paimon with that speech. Don't worry, Timaeus. We won't let your determination go to waste.
Thank you, Timaeus.
Ah, thank you, everyone. I promise to do everything I can to help.
Okay, so it looks like we found our one who would never lie. Great! Let's keep it up. On to the other three. Okay, Paimon will do the honors. Ahem. We have with us here the flower, the guide, the legend, and Timaeus.
Huh? Why did you only say Timaeus' name? You should say my name, too.
All right. We also have Klee.
That's me!
With Klee here, this all somehow feels like we're getting ready for a field trip.
There's nothing wrong with a more relaxed atmosphere, is there? Of course. We will soon see if my hypothesis has any merit.
Actually, I'm still feeling a little nervous.
Me too.
But weren't you all fired up just a moment ago?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's do this.
Actually, I'm a little worried too. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I know what you're feeling. Saying anything becomes so much harder when there are so many people watching.
Well, does anyone know the exact location of where we're headed, or should I do a reading on my scry glass?
According to the prophecy, once we've figured out the answer, we should test it at the Lantern of Utmost Joy. Wait, but where is this lantern? Oh, we know something about that.
What? Wow, that's amazing. You really know how to do everything under the sun.
Then we'll let you lead the way.
This is it! We're off to find the sacred location of the Lantern of Utmost Joy! According to the map, it should be somewhere around here.
Let me take a look. Oh, it should be right up ahead.
Aww. I don't see any lanterns here. Now that I think about it, the prophecy didn't say anything about what the Lantern of Utmost Joy actually looks like, right? Maybe we've overlooked something?
Traveler, are you trying to figure out something else from the paper?
Paimon's reading too! Huh? It says to look up, but there's nothing above us! The wind didn't trick us, did it? Place the squirrel on the back of the pointy-eared cat, and a pious puppy will open the doors to show you the way. Huh. Paimon read the whole thing out loud, but nothing's happening.
Look! Look! The wind is blowing!
What a strong wind current. Let's ride it up and see where it leads us.
Huh? We'll have to fly up there? Can someone carry me with them?
Here.
This is the first time I've ever flown like this!
safe. I've been jotting down our entire route here. This way, no one will get lost.
Oh, good thinking, Kale. Huh. Who would have thought we'd find this kind of table here? Weird. It's almost as if someone was holding a tea party.
I never would have guessed that such a place could exist. Right above Mondstadt, too.
Wow, look at that pretty lantern on the table. There's even a chair for each side of the lantern, too.
There seems to be something on the back of this chair. Let me have a closer look. Take your seat, present your answers, and you shall reach enlightenment. Well, as far as instructions go, I guess that's simple enough.
So we just need to do as it says, right?
Wait a second.
Huh? What is it, Albedo?
We'd better make sure this place is safe before taking our seats. Everyone, please stay clear for a moment.
Well, all our questions and doubts aside, the scenery here is pretty amazing. It'd be impossible to feel stressed here.
How is everything, Albedo?
Everything seems to be fine. I didn't find any traps or suspicious mechanisms, but I also couldn't find any overt destructive devices.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it seems that wrong answers won't have any catastrophic consequences. Looks like we'll have to sit on these chairs and fulfill the prophecy. Everyone, I would like to suggest that we try some risky answers on our first attempt. Let's reserve our most confident answers for the second round.
That sounds kind of smart, but why?
Ah, I get what he means. If we do as he says, then we may be able to figure out how the puzzle works.
I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Mona, is there something wrong? You're not looking too good. Oh, are you hungry? I brought some snacks.
Thank you for offering, Klee, but that's not quite it. While Albedo was checking just now, I gave my scryglass a spin hoping to find some information, but there's a strange aura to this place. It's almost as if someone has been staring at me as soon as we stepped foot in here. But if nothing here has actually been physically tampered with, then no. Could that person be?
What do you mean, Mona? Who could it be?
Never mind. It's not like I've got any proof.
Ugh, don't leave us on the edge like this, Mona. I'll just do what Albedo said.
Yes, let's test the hypothesis together, Klee.
Come on, join us, Mona.
Oh, all right.
Okay, then I'll answer the first question. If someone were to ask me to find a flower that is not of this world...
You can do it, Sucrose.
Then I would fetch a tetragenic sweet flower.
All right, I'm up next. My part of the prophecy is to find a guide who will never get lost.
Kale, I hope you found your answer.
My answer is that I will be that guide. For a long time, I have been guided by others. It's taken me a while, but I finally made it to where I am today. Although I still haven't made a name for myself, and I'm still quite immature, I would still like to put my name forward. Because I would like to become a guide that can help others. I want to help others the same way Amber, Master Tainari, Sino, and everyone else helped me. Now it's my turn to pass on the gift that I've been given.
All right, it's up to me to answer the third part. I'll submit myself as one who would never lie. Although I've never really had any other virtues or talents, I'm confident that I've always been an honest person. I'd like to thank everyone, too, for giving me this opportunity to validate myself.
And last but not least, I will answer the final part of the prophecy. There's no tale more befitting the title of a legend that never ends than our fates as human beings.
Wait! The lantern just lit up! Whoa! All four sides of the lantern are glowing! Huh? But...
Kale, could I ask you to stand up for a second?
Oh, alright. Huh? What's going on? Why is it lighting up regardless of who's sitting in the chair? Didn't it say we have to answer all the questions correctly?
It's pretty clear now, isn't it? We've just proven that there is no right answer for this prophecy.
No right answer? But how could that be?
Although the instructions had come from an old and enigmatic prophecy, it is in fact nothing like the ancient mechanism that we had all imagined it to be. I believe the lantern only serves as a simple signal.
And to think, I never expected you to actually find this place.
What? There's someone else here?
We meet again, traveler.
Hey! You're that Outlander we met the other day at Good Hunter!
It's all thanks to you that I was able to find this place. Good thing that you were too preoccupied with the prophecy to notice someone tailing you from the shadows.
Oh, is that so? Then, why do I spy yet another person following in your shadow?
Wait, really?
There's no need for pleasantries. You should know I'm here for you.
Is it just because I'm a visitor from abroad?
I was there when you snuck your way into Marjorie's place.
Huh. So you had your eyes on me even then, huh? That was 2 whole weeks ago, you know.
It's hard not to notice you when I'm on duty every day.
All right. In that case, I'll admit it. I was the person who slipped this prophecy into the storybook.
Huh? But why? Then, does that mean this wasn't a real prophecy after all?
Don't worry. Even though you probably have plenty of reservations about me, you can be sure that the prophecy is genuine. In fact, many of you here today may have heard the code name of the one who left the prophecy to me. She hailed from an ancient assembly of powerful women, each of whom used a single letter to signify themselves.
Who would have guessed? It seems that power was indeed left behind by the old hag after all.
Ah, so you're B's student. It's an honor to meet you. I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Well, what are you talking about?
It's a long story, but I'm not quite sure that I'm the best person to tell it. Since you've all spent so much time and energy trying to decipher this prophecy, you must also be very interested in the secret behind this lantern, no? The lantern has already been lit. Now then, please allow me to disturb your happy peace.
Huh. Why did this little thing just light up? How strange.
Hello? On the other side of the lantern. Can you hear me over there?
Mom? Oh, I hear many youthful voices.
Madam, I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Oh, since we've last gathered, Jay's successor has already become so reckless and bold. Unbelievable.
Wait. Why are you talking just like the old hag?
Old hag? Who would dare say that? Is that Mona?
Who are you? Who dares imitate my master?
And what of imitation and mimicry? It has always been a fool's errand to mimic and learn from humanity.
Aunt Alice, I'm here too.
Mom, why are you trying to talk like other people?
So I see everyone's here. Well then, my warmest greetings, everyone.
Miss Alice, why would you...
Well, it's been many years since this lantern last lit up. You can't blame me for thinking that one of the old friends from my youth may have decided to catch up again.
Why she sounds so coy all of a sudden?
And if I recall correctly, we left this lantern in the care of the Animo Archon Barbados. You must be commended for uncovering an artifact entrusted to the god of wind himself. Tell me, are you sitting around my beloved tea party table?
It's a really long table.
Oh, so you are. I suppose this means even the Animo Archon has granted you entry to this place. Was all of this Scarlet's doing?
Wait. Paimon's completely lost now. So what was this assembly you were talking about earlier?
Oh, Miss Alice, would it be all right to leave the explanation of that to you?
Well, you should be rewarded for making it all the way up here and activating the lantern. Now then, let me tell you a long and ancient story. Ever heard of the Hexenzirkel? As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Animo Archon himself, but he replied, "Let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday, I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
I'm raising a son. Of all the children I had, he's the only one left. But I suppose that still makes me a mother.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
My dear sisters, we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
So this is where the legendary mages held their meetings.
That's right. We often met here to chat and have tea.
Then what about the part saying that if we light the lantern of utmost joy, we'd receive a supreme blessing?
About that. I never expected anyone other than Jay to actually read the full contents of that prophecy. It's a little embarrassing. The truth is, that prophecy was actually just a letter that we sent to Jay as a group the day before her wedding.
So it was indeed written by all of you.
I must thank you for resisting the urge to immediately reveal the truth to everybody, Albedo. Knowing you, You probably figured out everything the moment you laid eyes on the message.
No, it took me a little longer than that.
A flower that is not of this world, a guide who will never get lost, one who would never lie, and a legend that never ends. These 4 descriptions signify 4 individual mages. When a member of the organization had to leave the group to spend the rest of her days with her beloved, the other mages would write down this prophecy and send it to her to invite her for a final get-together. A flower that is not of this world signifies, of course, flowers that do not naturally exist in this world. This is the signature of our full name, Rhine-daughter, also known as Gold. If there's anyone in this world who could create a flower species that does not yet exist, it would be her. The guide who will never get lost is N, otherwise known as Nicole. You may not have encountered her yet, but she is a truly extraordinary woman who has made this world's direction and order her subject of study. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have already heard her voice. Like a prophetess, she will only speak to guide people toward the truth when a change has occurred in the world. She has a tendency to suddenly speak in someone's mind without any warning. If one day you would be unfortunate enough to run into a truly dangerous situation, she may use her voice to guide the way forward for you.
Who would have guessed that there are so many mysterious women in this world and that they would all know each other?
The one who would never lie is me. I hope no one would take offense. It's just that I, Alice, or A for short, have always had a soft spot for those with sincerity and candor. As for a legend that never ends, you may not know M in person, but you've likely encountered one of her works. Have any of you ever read The Boar Princess?
Huh? I'm pretty sure every child in Mondstadt has read that book.
It's also one of my favorite stories. M was an exceptional human writer who used her prose to teach me the meaning of grief. Don't you think such a person would deserve a seat at the mage's table?
Paimon's getting more and more lost.
It may sound hard to believe, but I can attest to everything that Alice has said. Jay was also a mortal who aged and passed on, leaving her title to her students and followers. Alice, you've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. It's now been centuries since the first of us took on her mantle. I've always wanted to meet you.
Do you also want to become a mage?
Title aside, I think I'm more interested in the meaning and purpose of the Hexen Circle. I used to think that the Hexen Circle was a group of women who could control the very fate of this world. But now, I've seen for myself that besides Jay, many other ordinary people were also among you.
Do you think less of us now?
No, not at all. My interest has been piqued, and I'm now even more drawn towards the idea of becoming a mage.
You're right. I've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors, but you are different. You are much more fascinating than any of your predecessors.
Oh, has someone finally piqued Aunt Alice's interest?
Now is not a good time, Scarlet, but as soon as I am able, I will seek you out for a meeting. I want you to tell me all about Jay's married life back in her hometown.
So the mage who received the prophecy letter from all of you was Jay? She left the Hexen Circle after getting married?
Precisely. There was only one way the letter could have been interpreted. She would have known what we meant as soon as she saw the message. We were just asking one thing of her. Please come to see us again. Before you go and settle forever with your happiness, please come.
So, the Supreme Blessing actually meant...
All journeys are fleeting and will eventually come to an end. What will give us the most fulfillment and happiness in the end are those who will greet us at our journey's destination. Dear child, I believe you can also understand what I am talking about. We women will always have many troubles and encounter pains and frustrations that will keep us up at night. But no matter how hard things may become, we will cross mountains and oceans to see our best friends again. Regardless of how many years have passed or how far the distance may be, as long as we can be with our beloved friends, our hearts will be filled with joy. To us mages, that's what being supremely blessed is all about.
I still don't get it, but I do know that all the mages are Mom's best friends.
If you ask how I see it, the Hexen Circle is just a group of ladies that I spent my youth with. Anyway, I'll introduce some of the other members to you all later. I still have a few things to attend to, so this will have to do for today.
Bye, Mom. Todoko says bye, too.
Goodbye, darling, and farewell to all of our other friends as well. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Oh, now that I think of it, isn't it getting close to that time of year?
Yes, it's Windblume again, Alice.
It's also a special anniversary date. I'm sure you still remember.
Yes, I do remember now. It was on this day many, many years ago that Jay tied the knot. Ah, just in time for the Festival of Love and Freedom. Everyone, please enjoy this year's Windblume Festival to the fullest.
Whoa! Ah! Albedo! Why didn't you tell me we'd have to glide all the way back down? Oh.
Are you okay, Timaeus? Maybe you'd feel better if you just, let it out.
I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm just, a little glider sick, that's all.
You may want to look into getting your own gliding license when you have the time. It might prove helpful to you.
Okay. Sure thing.
It sounds like you've still got something on your mind. Why don't you tell us? We're all happy to listen.
It's nothing, really. It's just, well, Alice's story was really interesting and romantic. I won't argue about that, but still, the whole thing wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Of course, I didn't actually expect the Supreme Blessing to be real, but...
Don't say that. None of this was your fault, Timaeus. Honestly, it's more on me for having agreed to be the Windblume Festival's special ambassador. Had I not asked for everyone's help...
If anything, it should be my fault for finding that prophecy.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to blame the two of you either. I just feel like this whole adventure didn't really end on a high note, and we also didn't really get anything out of it.
But I'd say we still learned something new.
Well, that aside, Timaeus, you still need to go to Liyue to apologize to Yingar, right? Do you want Kale and I to accompany you?
Oh, Miss Yingar. Well, I mean, I just really don't want her to get mad at me. Now that I've come back to my senses, oh, I really don't know what I should do.
Hey, you three? You may want to look over there.
Huh? Miss Yingar?
Oh, so that's Miss Yingar? I've never met her before.
Yep, that's her. And she actually came all the way to Mondstadt.
I am so sorry, Miss Yingar, but how did you... I mean...
Are you so happy just to see me?
Of course I am. I'm so happy that, I don't, sorry, I don't know what to say.
I was ready to give you a harsh scolding, but now that I've seen you like this, I suppose I could let you off the hook this time. You said you couldn't come to pick me up because of a very important matter, right? Well then, of course I had to come and find you instead.
Should we go see how they're doing?
Well, I wouldn't. You'll get hit by a forest boar if you interrupt a couple's romantic conversation.
Oh, really? We'll just leave them alone then.
I am so glad to see Timaeus find his happiness.
I have to say, I'm even more envious of you, Sucrose. You can be happy just to see others happy, and you gave me so much help without any expectations in return. Even though you said that we're very much alike, I still feel like you have a much bigger heart than I do.
But if you say that, then I'd say I'm also nowhere near as brave or tenacious as you. I've never visited Sumeru, or made many friends from outside of Mondstadt. I'm happy just to have met and become your friend. Maybe I'll get shy and flustered when I meet other people I don't know in the future. But that's okay too. Since we are so alike, you probably get what I'm trying to say. You just need to believe that all of your issues aren't really issues at all.
But isn't it too late now for me to learn to accept myself?
Well... Do you know anything about the blooming cycles of Cecilius?
I may have read about that in a book before.
That's a topic that my parents used to talk about back when they were still dating. Surprising, right? To think that people would talk about that while on a date. My mom brought it up at dinner one time last month. She called my dad the most boring man she knew, and said that he even turned up late to a date once. All with a smile on her face. But she also said that learning is just another part of life. It's never too late to start something, as long as you recognize that it's something good for you to do. Why don't you give it a try, Kale?
Okay, I'll try my best.
They are really having a great conversation. Paimon can't even find a moment to join in.
I nearly forgot. This is for you.
This texture. Are these seeds?
Yep. I believe I mentioned my sweet flower research to you before. These are the seeds of the sweet flower cultivars that I've worked on. It's nothing too special, but they're the best cultivars that I've made. So, I really hope that you'll like them. They're super sweet and easy to grow and keep. I'm also submitting them as my Windblooms for this year. I wish that the Animo Archon could also see how lovely they are.
Thank you. I'll plant them in the Avidia forest and take good care of them.
Kale, please take these notes with you. I've heard that you've been working hard on your studies, so I've prepared some study materials for you at Sucrose's request. Feel free to look through them whenever you can find the time. Mondstadt's doors will always remain open to you.
Thank you so much. Really, I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy.
Sucrose, now's your chance. Didn't you want to collect a breath of joy?
You're right. I almost forgot. Kale, can you exhale once into this test tube? I will save this breath of joy and use it in my research.
Oh, really? May I?
Of course. Huh? What was that?
It was like a little cloud of happiness, but now it flew away.
Well, luckily, there's still some breath left in the test tube. I'll seal it up for now. I'll keep working on it and let you know as soon as I have any breakthroughs in my research.
Yeah, you can write to me. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I receive your letter.
Oh, it looks like you found a new pen pal.
Master Tainari! Sino!
If your friendship was forged in a test tube, does that make you test friends forever?
That's it. I think you've ruined Sumeru's reputation in Mondstadt beyond all hope of repair.
All that matters is that I've enjoyed Mondstadt immensely. The dragon here possesses a majestic form.
Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, this card back is for you. Sino wanted you to have one for yourself. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably wants you to use it if you challenge him to a duel.
I'm a master of the game. Do you dare challenge me?
Can you believe this guy? Huh. Let's knock him off his high horse.
Wait! I've got something to give you, too.
Huh? Kale has a gift for us?
Yeah! I figured I should follow local Mondstadt customs and prepared a few small things themed after the Windblume festival. I made these bookmarks from Sumeru roses at the hotel. I want to give them to Amber, Master Tainari, and Sino. During Windblume, Mondstadters offer flowers to the people most important to them. You three are family to me.
But Tainari said that we're not anything like an academic family. He wouldn't write joint papers with us.
Well, in this case, we can consider ourselves as regular siblings. And that should be just fine.
I agree. Oh, and here are some Padisara seeds as well. These are for the Traveler, Paimon, and everyone else from Mondstadt.
Whoa, are these really for us?
So, are these your chosen Windblooms?
Mm-hmm, one of them. Both Padisauras and Sumeru roses are my Windblooms. Although they're not native to Mondstadt, they are the flowers that can best express my feelings. I want to give them to the people I feel thankful for. To those who I wish to accompany as we greet more seasons and future Windblooms together. The real blessing in life is when you are surrounded by people who you'd miss day and night, and who you'd want to see even if that meant crossing mountains and oceans to do so.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Sucrose, do you see that cloud over there?
Huh?
Doesn't it look just like your test tube?
This realm is truly beginning to thrive. If you ever have...